Hey guys, and welcome back to the Road to Nationals series. We are on part 3, I believe. Road to Nationals part 3. Obviously, week 1 we played Malice. Week 2 we played Mitsurugi Ryzeal. Today we played Archnemeses Ryzeal. List inspired by the guy that got top 32 at Providence. Clive, Chris, Charles, I don't know, whatever name he has. But yeah, I really liked his list. I thought it was really intuitive, really clever. Like how he was able to play the deck out and play the scenarios and the matchups. So I kind of used his list, changed a few cards, and we went completely undefeated at a winner box tournament. We played against Malice, we played against Sam, good player on his blue eye strategy. We played against Solomon, one of, if not the best player at Kettering, on his Malice strategy. And then we played Joe on Azamina White Forest. Joe's also really good. And his Azamina White Forest list is super spicy and goes on forever. So yeah, we played that as well, and we went 3-0. So really happy with the list. Real good contender for the Road to Nationals. Anyway, enough talking. Let's give you the list, which is what you want to see. So we played the 2 copies of Ice Ryzeal, 2 copies of Sword, 2 X, 1 star, 1 node. This just doesn't change. Then we played the 3 Surface and Big Jaws and the Drake Shark. This was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. This has great synergy, which I'll show you later on, with the actual deck list in the main, which is the reason why it's so good. Then we played the one of Protoss in the main. This card just wins games by itself. It solos the Malice matchup, it solos the Mitsurugi Pure matchup, because you just call Dark and you're away, you win, happy days. Yeah, so that's a great card. Probably shouldn't be at 1, but there it is. Then we play Hand Traps. We play 3 Foalos. We play 3 Perulia. We play 3 Meows. And we play 3 Ash, 3 Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, and 2 Nibiru. This card is obviously the one that gets most people talking. And the reason why this deck is like a real threat, because like when I was playing Solomon, for example, I meowsed him and I full lost him, and playing Malice, he can just push through your entire board and just kill you. But we got to a critical point where he went to the battle phase. He's a very smart player and he wanted to go for Heart's Cryptor to push me out of the game there and then. But on the effect, I Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. I could have done it earlier, but there's no real point. I want him to push to try and go for the game, to try and not necessarily misplay, because he won't misplay, but maybe put him into the point where he can, okay, I can win. I won't make the best plays for the grind game, but it will guarantee me the win there and there. And then I drop it on that point. Then I can't die. And then the pushes that he made wouldn't necessarily be the pushes that he would make if he knew he couldn't kill me. So this card was clutch, so good. And I'll show you later on how we can recycle it as well, which makes it even better. Onto the spells, we played the Small World engine, we played the Tachyon engine, and obviously then we have the one of Bonfire, the one of Cross, the one of Plugin, and we played the Plasma Hole as well. This was good. This got me a game, not necessarily a game against Joe, but when he commits 2 cards to the field, Plasma Holing when I had Detonator and a Duo drive up is a really great feeling. And then still having the hand traps that you have, the Cross still live, the Detonator effect, all still active, is really difficult to break down. That's the main deck. The extra deck, obviously the one of Detonator. We played with just the 1 Duo drive, Tornado Dragon, Exciton Knight, Jogares, Castel the Sky Blaster, Infernal Flame Banshee, Gallant Granite, 2 copies of Eclipse Twins, 1 Ragnar Zero, 1 104, 1 Baguska, 1 Totally Awesome, and 1 Myriologic. Now, these are the cards that people talk about a lot. These are all cards you send off of your extra Ryzeal. Now, the reason why the Toad is here, I'll explain in a minute. Eclipse Twins is obviously, we know what Eclipse Twins does and how it works with Detonator and other XEs is. We know what the aggregator is, we know how that works. But the Totally Awesome is fantastic because you can X Ryzeal to summon X, send in the Toad, and then you can either recycle the Spooky Dogwood with Toad. You can recycle the Perulia with Toad if you need another level 4, or if you just think you can clear this and you want to play. Or you can recycle the Drake Shark with Toad, or the Big Jaws. So you have all of these cool targets with sending the Toad. This means pretty much you're just not dead next turn. This gives you the level 4 and obviously the ability to draw. This, when it's sent to, when Toad goes to the grave and you add this back to hand, it can immediately trigger itself to special summon, meaning that X'd off the top, even if you don't have any Ryzeals left, or if it's impermed or veiled or anything, or ashed. Well, you couldn't ash it, I guess, with Toad, but if it's impermed, veiled, or anything else, you can still get the Drake Shark back and then overlay these two into a Duo Drive, into an aggregator. Like I aggregate a Dugarist, into Detonator to use Detonator's effect to then equip it with Eclipse Twins and I'm back in the game again. Like all these great things. And then if you haven't gone through this, or this was negated, you can bring this back. If you haven't tried to use the effect this turn and you've used the spell, you can then use this effect and then search this. So the Totally Awesome is actually super, super good. Clive, I think his name's Clive, really fantastic thought process with that, really clever. And it worked fantastically well. And then we go to the side deck. We had the triple Lancia blowout. I opted not to play the 3 Shatos. I went for the 2 with Nemesis flags. I wanted to change the extra deck up a bit. And I feel like with Banshee and Flag, you can search these cards anyway. So I was happy with that. I ended up going for triple droplets, double thrust, called by DDG, Harpy's Feather Storm, and then the Ragnar Affinity. This is just to search the Lancia, obviously, if you want. This card should be banned. This single-handedly stole me a game against Joe. The board was super good anyway, so he would have struggled to play through it, but he's good enough, and his deck is good enough that I feel like he could maybe have played through it. But this just ends it, because you just flip this over, you make the Castel, and you go, no, you can't play. It's just a really unfair card. But that was the side deck. Side deck was perfect. Maybe I don't need this, so maybe this can be anything else. But I understand the application why this is here. So, but yeah, so that was my Ryzeal, Nemesis Ryzeal deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know what you want to see next. I already know my next deck that I'm taking for the next test on the Road to Nationals. So, you know, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.